Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Well, that was my fucking fault. I started a countdown and I completely forgot to hit the go live button.
Yeah, we were having a whole conversation.
So, yeah, that was my fault. My fault. I thought I hit go live, didn't realize it until I looked up at the screen. I'm like, why am I not seeing total viewers? And it just said scheduled. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Let's do this over again, shall we? So basically, the gist of the conversation was I decided to go live because other than what's happening with the Batman and Gal Gadot, there really wasn't much else news in the news that I really wanted to devote a video to. So I figured I'll go live instead, give my opinions on all this stupidity. Even though I made a video about the Gal Gadot situation, I never really made a video about my feelings towards what's going on with the Batman film.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, basically, fuck it. I'm going to go live, give my impressions. I know Steph's made hers known, and we'll go into that as well. And speaking of Steph,
Hi.
yeah, I was the blonde in this case. I forgot to hit. She was, technically a little late, but it was my damn fault for not hitting the go live.
I'm always late. I'm always late.
But
I think everybody who has me on their stream just needs that flash clip for me. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah. So, I guess introduce yourselves to the chat, and then I'll say hello to the chat, and then we'll go into the Batman. And if you haven't heard, I think, the incredible fucktardery of the rumors, we'll go into those again, and why I think, again, they're so stupid. But people conveniently are overlooking. But like I said, Steph, introduce yourself and your channel, let everybody know all that good stuff.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mara's channel. My name is Stephanie. With my nerdy home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
So I'm gonna say hello to the chat, recompose myself from my blonde moment, and then we'll go into the Batman stuff. And first off, why I think people let's put it this way: the hypocrisy of people latching onto these rumors when this guy said something else in that same video that people are saying, look, this corroborates what Doomcock was saying, and people are overlooking it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then we'll go into that. So from the top, we have Lethal Lightning. Good evening. Sister Harrow, hello. Brian King, good evening. I'm never going to let this one down, am I?
Never. You can thank Jay for that.
Yeah, I can thank Drunk.
God.
Just no, Connie has not come back yet.
Parrots in the chat.
Connie gave the middle finger and flew off, pretty much. So I don't think Connie to be coming back at all. Lord Vader, hey Mara, I want Toby back as Spider-Man. I'd love to see Toby back as Spider-Man too. I mean, for fuck's sakes, he aged in the comics. I don't know why they keep wanting to take him back to high school. So, I don't know. I'm not going to shit down. Trey Courtney, hail, good evening.
That a new photo?
What? Oh, yeah, it's a new photo, see?
What's up, Trey?
Yep. Let's see. Sorry, I closed the live stream, so I can't see what the super sticker is. I'm sorry, Sister Harrow.
I'll open it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't keep the live stream open because for some reason it screws up with StreamYards on my end, and I don't know if it's the Chrome or what. So I close it each time I go live. But thank you so much, Sister Harrow. Let's see. Sorry, chat's jumping on me. Make sure I say hello to everyone. No, I did not forget to put on my makeup or in chat. That was just, like I said, a blonde moment on my part. We started talking. I'm getting all into what I'm going to talk about, and then for fuck's sakes, I see schedule still on the screen.
Oh, it's a coming soon sticker.
Yeah, it's a coming soon sticker, pretty much.
Coming soon.
Brian Juarez, hello, good evening. So let's see. Kesmizzle, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that first word correctly. I think this is like the first time I'm seeing you in my chat, but hello, good evening.
Hi.
Yes, Lost Jedi. Yeah, have a good laugh. Sister Harrow, hello, lovely ladies. Thank you for the $5 Australian. Do you have the super sticker up yet? Because otherwise I have to open up the YouTube studio to see it. What is it?
I told you.
Oh, you didn't know. I didn't hear it. Sorry, I was
Yeah, it's a coming soon sticker.
Oh, it's only student sticker. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were I'm sorry. I'm so fucking tired right now. I thought you were talking about the scheduled thing on the screen.
No.
Ryan, good evening. Yes, they were just talking about my implants return. He's back to Stunning and Brave Megatron.
Yes, he is. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Stunning and Brave.
Howdy, Mara and Steph. And Gendron Jones. Okay, we can talk Buck Rogers. I used to watch that serial. Let's see. Sorry. It just jumped on me. No, he was not right. He was not right. He was not right, Ron. I'm going to basically, that's my take. He was not right for multiple reasons. Some of which he pulled off of Reddit.
I like Nathan. Nathan just came in the chat. I swear I read his chat like, what's happened now? That's how I read it. Jay's
Malik. Hi, Steph. And you look lovely as always. Thank you, Keepy Malik. Tim F. Hail. Good evening. He's saying hello to me and to you.
Hello.
Apollo Patriots. Hail Greek mythology. And I love my blue Twi'lek women. And I also love Hera from Rebels. Even though she's not blue, she's green. But to each their own. Just so you know, I'm out of Reese's peanut butter cups and very cranky. Oh well, it's Wednesday. We'll go with that. Ha 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 ha. First time I had a blonde moment. Thank you, Lost Jedi. Yeah. Well, actually, it'll finish when he yeets himself and then realizes he's done so. Because he did that twice.
He did it twice, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time was the best, though. Because he's just like, bye, everyone, bye.
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm saying hello to everyone. Richard Greeter, hello, everyone. I think this is also the first time I'm seeing you in my chat. Good evening. Yeah, Drunk 3PO, of course. Yes, thank you for that Connie video. I'm never living that down. Nathan Stein, what's happened now?
What's happened now?
We'll see. So there it is. Okay. EA and Ubisoft are known for bad games. Now they're going woke. Guess I won't be buying their games anymore. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd say like probably like to an extent they are. I mean, I've never been a fan of EA for multiple reasons, but I never really thought about Ubisoft because I never really played much of their games. So we'll see. If they are going that direction, this is most likely going to mean that I'm not going to be buying their games in the future. So, Jade Shadow, how do you feel about the Tobey and Andrew Garfield rumors? Well, I would love for Tobey to come back, but I'd like him to come back properly as Spider-Man, not just kind of like an appearance as Spider-Man with the same. Andrew Garfield, I don't know about how you feel about them, Steph, but Andrew Garfield, I'm kind of like, I can take it or leave him. I was never really impressed with him as Spider-Man.
I don't like him as he looks good, like dressed as Spider. He has the Spider-Man physique, I suppose, but I don't like his Peter Parker.
Yeah, his Peter Parker. It was kind of like I don't want to say Peter Parker is like an uber nerd, but he's a nerd, and he just came off as kind of like
he's a jerk.
Yeah, a jerk, but kind of like I'm talking about like the persona of like a skater. I don't want to say a skater boy persona, but kind of like
he's a jerk. He's a jerk.
I saw the movie. I saw the first movie like once, and that's how much of an impression came on me. But Ryan, speaking of the one who yeets himself from his own streams, Raging Rhino. Good evening.
What's up, Rhino?
No, my hair is not black. It's kind of like a really dark brown. It's kind of let's put it this way. It's like one shade below black. So So there it is. Okay. Yeah. I basically let my feelings known by just telling CBR to fuck off, pretty much. But here's why, and I'm going to go into this. I'm not going to go into these articles. But here's why people are overlooking something. They readily believe the Robert Pattinson rumors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go into what those rumors are. So in case you've kind of been living under a rock or haven't really been paying attention either because you're not really invested in the Batman film or you just really don't care about rumors in general, this is what Doomcock claims. So I'm going to open up the article. I'm going to share the screen so you all can see. Now this is on We've Got It Covered. So yes, that's
such a credible.
Yeah, that site is like not credible at all.
But it goes. Well, I think it was also on Bounding Into Comics, wasn't it?
At one point it was, but I picked the We Got This Covered primarily because it also has another article about what this guy, the same guy who apparently corroborated Doomcock's rumors on the Midnight's Edge video, said something else about Robert Downey Jr. Which I want to ask the chat if they believe this. And if they don't believe it about Robert Downey Jr., who has had... Well, okay, I'm going to stop right there because you'll see what he said. But first off, let's go into what the rumors are about Robert Pattinson. So, yes.
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah. You should have watched them, Jay. Get some tips.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if you watch too many of my videos, like YouTube just starts recommending those. I'm really sorry about that.
So the claim is Matt Reeves was reportedly visibly shocked by the size of Robert Pattinson on the Batman set. All right. So basically, the rumor is here. Okay. Shortly after the news of the delay arrived, controversial YouTube personality Doomcock claimed the production on Batman is in serious trouble, with Robert Pattinson and director Matt Reeves having a big falling out. Well, I mean, he's back to filming, so I'm guessing they patched things up from their huge falling out. So, according to the YouTuber, the news of Pattinson getting COVID-19 was a cover, and Reeves had actually demanded that the actor take some time to bulk up a bit after he had failed to show up to the set in proper shape. Well, okay. Why would they even bother to use COVID as a reason when they could have just delayed a couple more weeks and given another reason? Say, hey, we have to, we're scouting new locations or something like that. If that's the reason, why would they use COVID as a reason?
That's actually really, really bad to use COVID as an excuse. That would be a horrible, horrible thing to use as an excuse. Hi. I did a video on this, and Mr. H reviews.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just so easy, so incredibly easy to just credit all of these rumors. It's so easy. Okay, Matthias, yes, in defense of Doomcock, he said, take it with a grain of salt. But if you watch his video, which I did, I watched his video and I watched Midnight's Edge video. If you watch his video, he starts off the video just completely bashing Robert Pattinson as Batman. That's the whole first start of the video. So you already know where his mind is at. Like, I already don't like this person, so here we go. This is amazing what I'm going to tell you. I absolutely love this new rumor. But when he gets into the rumor, the rumor just sounds like you read an article said that Robert Pattinson was quoted as saying that I'm doing as the least amount to work out, and then the Batman is shut down right now, and we're combining the two. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. We're just combining the two. Because the other rumor, it actually wasn't a rumor. There are new restrictions placed on the film and in Europe itself, or in they filming. Oh my gosh,
They're filming in Europe. The filming started in Liverpool, but
Liverpool and in Liverpool
in
Liverpool. There's because Liverpool's like they're going in active in like stage 3, something like that, because they're really it's really with Corona. So so they were worried that filming could possibly get shut down because of the new restrictions that would be placed on the film. So they took that rumor, rumor, and then this one that has like the new restrictions that are going to be placed, and they melded the two and said, "Ooh, let's just say that this happened," when it actually didn't.
Pretty much. Well, not everyone had faith in Heath Ledger. Not everyone had faith in Heath Ledger, and he was a gay cowboy. He was a teen heartthrob before he became the Joker. And I say, to me, Joker, because he's not the Joker. I do not see...
A lot of people were really upset when Heath Ledger was cast as Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because he was like, wait a second, what? The guy from 10 Things I Hate You, really?
Yeah, I remember that.
And then when Ben Affleck as well got cast as Batman, what happened? People didn't like it. And I'm sorry, he's a really amazing Batman. He's a fantastic Batman and a fantastic Bruce Wayne. So not only that, but there's certain articles that people will read because, you know, YouTube will we will bring attention to these articles, but there's also other articles. There's follow-up articles to other stories that we don't talk about, and we actually really should talk about them, because in other articles, Robert Pattinson does go on and he does discuss his work routine. His trainer does go on to discuss his workout routine. Robert Pattinson goes on to say that, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing every single day. It's a lot. It's a lot. And his trainer is quoted as saying, like, yeah, he's put on a lot of muscle. Like, he used to be scrawny, now he's pushing 200 pounds. So he's put on a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
I just don't know how
they're going off that article that came out how many, I guess, months ago, where Robert Pattinson, and now it's come off that he was joking about how he didn't like working out. So they're taking that and they're going off of their perception that Batman is supposed to be like peak physical condition, and which is, yes, that's true. Batman is peak physical condition, but they're thinking of Batman in that peak physical condition as Batman in his prime. And they're also conveniently forgetting that Christian Bale, he bulked up for Batman Begins, but then he lost that for the last two films, Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns. He was about the same size. If you actually looked at him outside the Batman suit, he's about the same size as Robert Pattinson. And Pattinson's supposed to be Batman like year 2. So you're comparing apples and oranges literally at that point. Plus, as you pointed out, he has been working out. The trainer is like indicated as such. Not like it's not just Robert Pattinson saying he's doing, but the trainer is saying, yes, he is. This is what I'm having him do. And then they're saying, well, they're using COVID as an excuse. And as you pointed out,
and I love how they're saying, like, there's this they're really mad because Matt Reeves is upset at the way Robert Pattinson looks now. He looks exactly how he did in the trailers. He looks just like he did in the trailer. And for them to say, like, oh, he's just too thin, he's not Matt Reeves wanted. Matt Reeves, he had to do costume fittings, screen tests. They had to fit him for the Batman suit. All of that. Matt Reeves knows what Robert Pattinson looks like. And he looks right now, what they're filming, he looks just like he did in the trailer. There's no difference. He doesn't look any more frail than he did in the trailer. He looks just like he did.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, can we please get off the fact that he was in the Twilight movies? That's been like how many years? Like I pointed out, Heath Ledger was a teen heartthrob, and then he was a gay cowboy before he became people's definitive Joker. Michael Keaton was Mr. fucking Mom before he was a Batman. Plus, he was in a movie called Night Shift where he was like this comic relief, essentially. And he's in people's top threes if you were to ask him about Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Anne Hathaway, when she was cast as Catwoman, people were like, I don't like that casting. I don't think that's a good casting for Catwoman because they're looking at their own perception of like Catwoman in the comic books and Catwoman as on screen, like comparing her to Michelle Pfeiffer. People were literally doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying she's my favorite, but she did a decent job in the role that she was given. And people were still, like with Heath Ledger, were going, I don't like that casting, she's miscast. Like people are doing now with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, same thing. Jason Momoa, people weren't exactly happy with that casting either. They didn't exactly say he was miscast, but they were like, really? Jason Momoa? And now he's everyone's Aquaman at this point. People who are invested in the DCEU, they love him as Aquaman. So how is it that Gal Gadot, backing on her, she was in the Fast and Furious movies. Those aren't the pinnacle of cinematic achievement.
I like the Fast and Furious.
They're not. They're fun. They're fun movies to watch, but really, they are not that good. She was in them. She was in a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's people's Wonder Woman now.
Yeah.
So, please, I got to get that clip. I have to get that clip of I don't want to get it from Frozen. I want to get it from Zootopia, where the police chief goes like, "So let it go." That's what
I know.
I gotta get that clip.
Yeah, Nathan, Gal Gadot was in Fast and Furious. She was Han's girlfriend, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. So God.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson would love nothing more than for people to forget that he was in the Twilight movies. He hates them more than y'all do. Trust him. He's talked about it before. He hates it more than y'all do. Now he's finally in a place where he looks back at time and kind of accepts it and just thinks like, well, I met some nice people, and that's pretty much all. That's what he looks back at that time on. But other than that, that's how he remembers the Twilight films. Ever since then, he's tried to distance himself from the Twilight films.
Another one.
Oh, that is very true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's tried to distance himself from the Twilight films. Ever since then, he's done nothing but indie films. And the problem but he has, and I said this in my video, that the problem with him only doing indie films is that he said nobody sees them. Nobody sees the indie films that he's been doing, which is why everybody only remembers him doing Twilight, because no one ever saw indie films. And not only did people not see indie films, but indie films don't really make money. And when your films don't make any money, there's really nobody to come to your side and kind of back you for this project or this project, which is why you see now Robert Pattinson getting into more mainstream movies, because he wants to have longevity in his career. He wants to be an actor, for a while. And he can't do that just making indie films. As he would like to, he can't. So that's why we're seeing him in Tenet. That's why we saw him in that Netflix movie. I can't remember what it's called, but he was in it with Charlie Hunnam.
City of Gold. City of Gold, or is that it?
No, City of Z. The City of Z.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're seeing him in Batman. Because he wants to be now a mainstream actor. He wants to be taken more seriously now, and it really sucks. It really sucks that people aren't taking him seriously, and they're just referring to him as, he's too lanky, he's too skinny. Don't take him seriously. He's just the Twilight Batman. Yeah. And it's just it's really sad. And I just think that they're jokes. They're jokes. But people just have to kind of get over it.
Seriously, but like you might be joking, Jerron, and I'm not exactly like making it like don't want it to seem like I'm basically going off on you. But people do say that in seriousness, like not just joking.
Mm-hmm. I've got comments in my videos saying like, "Oh no, he will never be it. He's too scrawny. He's too skinny." I think that Nicholas Hoult would make a better choice when actually Nicholas Hoult is actually thinner than Pattinson right now. So I thought that was freaking hilarious. Whoever wrote that, but I thought that was fucking fun. I thought that was so funny. But yeah, he wants to be more mainstream, and I think that people should give him the chance, especially since he's really putting in a lot into his role for the fans, and he's actually spoken out about that. He knows that people are going to be doubting him and saying, remember, I put that clip in the group chat, Mar, where he's like, you want to play Batman? Like, he knows that people aren't going to want him in his role, and he wants to be great for them. Like, he goes on to say, like, I want to do this justice. I really want to take the role seriously. I want people to take it seriously. I don't want to disappoint anybody. Don't you want that in an actor? Wouldn't you love for a director to come out and say something like that? Wouldn't you love to hear that from like Ryan Johnson or somebody? But no, we're hearing it from Ryan Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, someone who people are actively trying to bring down, and it sucks. And this is why I'm just like, give him a chance. I think he's going to kill it. I really do.
Yeah. And to kind of continue, like, this is the reason why I've noticed how people are overlooking certain things. Okay, this guy was interviewed on Midnight's Edge. This guy right here, Gary J. Tunnicliffe, who really has no connection. He's a director. He's known for Hellraiser, Judgment, but he has no connection to the Batman film. No connection really to Matt Reeves or anything like that. So he's a Hollywood insider. That's like saying I know someone who talked to a best friend's mailman. That's basically what it is. And so he said this on Midnight's Edge's video, and you watched the video, right, Steph? So this is what they are quoting him as saying. And then, of course, I heard from somebody else that the rumor was that Matt Reeves was visibly shocked at the size of Robert Pattinson, and he was worried that the stunt people were considerably larger than him. So then, obviously, I looked into it. Yeah, obviously, you looked into it. I wonder how far you did. And the other rumors, I had seen. Learn how to speak. You're a fucking director. I had seen kind of circulating word that there had been. He's so grammatically fucking working out and bulking up. Okay, so he's essentially, this Hollywood insider with no connection. He's going off of rumors himself.
Yeah, and I was there. I was at when this video premiered, so I was there. I was watching it, and people were and they're like, wait for it. Here it is. He's gonna drop the bomb, and that's what he said. And I was just kind of like, all right. So he repeated what Doomcock said.
Yeah.
But that's why I watch Mr. H reviews, because he has someone that's like working on the film, who's over there, and he was like, "Tell me, is this true?" And he was like, "No, the rumors are bullshit, and those were bullshit." And he gave him all of this other information. Mr. H made a video, and everything that he has said in his video has come to pass. So he actually made a follow-up video that came today, and he was just like, look, I have, who knows? They won't verify their sources, but this dude is like over there. He's like working on the film.
Yeah.
It's not going to shut down, not going to shut down, because he explained how they're getting away with shooting, even with the COVID restrictions, so because like, he was just saying like, yeah, it's not going to shut down. The production's not going to shut down. They're essentially in their own little filming bubble. They're not considered a part of Where are they filming again? I can't remember. Oh my God. Liverpool. Jesus. They're not considered. My phone keeps going on and I keep looking down and losing my
I do love Adam West as Batman, because he is like so awesomely cheesy. I used to watch the show and the movie. But yeah, so. And apparently, hold on, it jumped on me. Okay, you convinced me to give it a chance, but I'm still neutral. I mean, like, that's all we're pretty much saying.
Yeah.
Like, don't write them off just yet. You might not exactly have be wild about the casting, or you might have reservations, and that's fine. Everybody has reservations about casting because you want them to do well in the role, especially if it's for a character that is loved as Batman. Pretty much.
Yeah, I fucking love Batman. So I've always gone on record to say I'm going to give him a chance. I really think that he could kill it in this. I know that he's a really good actor and he's very dedicated to every single role that he takes on. But if he is crap in this role, I've always said that I'll be the first one to call it out because I would be pissed if he sucked.
It's like these people assume that because we're defending the actor's casting that we're going to basically be watching it with the proverbial rose-colored glasses on, and we're not going to criticize his performance. And really, basically as Batman fans, as DC fans, we're probably the biggest critics. We're probably the biggest ones to I won't say obstacles, but we're the ones that they have to impress. Normies are probably going to go in and take or leave his performance without any investment in the Batman character. But Batman fans, DC fans, we're the harshest judges. It's kind of like with the Star Wars franchise. Star Wars fans, I will say, are the harshest judges. If it's like a bad film, we're going to make our opinions known. If it's a good film, then we'll be ready for the next one. It's going to be the same thing with the Batman films. No sequel is planned necessarily yet. Matt Reeves wants to do a trilogy, but let's let him get through the fucking first movie first. That's all I'm saying. Before you the film is it's only the trailer came out. The trailer came out and it's only 25% filmed. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you could do, make a trailer out of a teaser trailer with just 25% filmed. Imagine what he could show us with the entire film done. I'm just let him get through his filming. Don't do all of a sudden right now doom the entire trilogy or whatever movies he's going to do because of any conceptions you have or the rumors or so forth. And I keep saying I'm going to go into what this guy said about another actor, but I'm going to get through the chat first. Alex McCarthy says I will always give a new Batman a chance, which is we all do. I mean, most of us do. Bats is my favorite. Plus, I like Twilight. Well, to each their own. I watched the first movie, first Twilight movie. I will admit that it was a bootleg copy while I was in Afghanistan, and I don't know if you'll be how you will take this little tidbit of information I give you, but the two guys who recommended the Twilight series to me were two Marines. So I don't know how you'll take that.
I think that's funny because I got by the military. I didn't get recommended Twilight, but I got recommended True Blood.
All right, because they were do you still have the chat open with the super stickers? Sorry, Sahara, I can't see. StreamYards, get off your asses and let us see super stickers on screen, please.
It's a director's chair. It's on set.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. We're saying you're allowed to have an opinion. It's just most times people they're not necessarily giving an opinion, or at least they're giving an opinion, but they're already set in their implicit bias towards whatever casting, whatever director, whatever comes out about the screenplay. It's they're set, and I hate sounding like one of those Twitter SJWs when I say this. But there are people like that who come to a conclusion prior to a movie's release, and they go into that with that conclusion already set. I think you kind of saw that with Birds of Prey. People went in with the anticipation that it was going to be laden with identity politics.
Yeah.
And granted, there were some. I'm not saying there weren't. They made Black Mass gay, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there. They were in there. But the movie's biggest sin, in my opinion, was that it was boring. I can't remember really anything much about that film. And you're taking an iconic character like Harley Quinn and putting her in a boring film. How do you manage that?
Yeah. And not only that, but the rest of the characters around her were really bad and really represented. Yeah. As far as representing their DC counter, their comic book counterparts. So that's the movie's biggest sin, not the identity politics.
Yeah, Jarhead, pretty much. Yes, a couple of Jarhead. Snacks and comics stuff people, thank you for stopping by. Jeremy Swiggs, in my best Billy D voice. I'm not going to try imitating Billy D Williams, but thank you for saying hello, ladies. Very nice to see you. My favorite vampire movie was Underworld. I enjoyed the Underworld series.
Yeah.
It kind of went a little bit towards the end, but I mean, compared to what all the vampire movies I've seen, it's like they're good. And Peter Sharon, hello, lovely ladies. Thank you for stopping by. So okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. I'm gonna show you everyone. Show you guys what this guy also said about another actor. Now I want to ask the chat. Sorry, Snacks and Comics. The Jarhead remark. I'm gonna share this. It's another article from We Got This Covered, but it's an article based off the Midnight's Edge interview with this guy. All right. Guess who else is apparently difficult to work with? Robert Downey Jr. According to this guy.
Okay.
Now, chat, do you believe this? Do you believe this? Like with Robert Pattinson, there is nothing at all prior to these rumors to indicate at all that he was ever difficult to work with on set. Jeremy 5, Russia approved. Jay Chow, I want a Batman movie where Batman is wearing a gray suit with the yellow emblem, blue cape, and cowl and underwear. That was a speculation for this movie. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case, but
I didn't hear that. Really?
I mean, there's like people like, based on the image, like the gray, like the footage that came out where it's like you see like it's blurry and Batman comes into focus, and then you see the on the chest, and like based on like how it looked, like it could have possibly been that, but now it doesn't look to be the case. If you ladies ever make it out to Arizona, I will take you country dancing.
I would love that.
I didn't participate in this, but the last time I actually saw country dancing, I was in Guam. Of all places, we went into a bar, and it must have been like country music night, and people started line dancing. So, but this is what the guy said about Robert Downey Jr. And this is why I kind of think, for those who are readily believing the Robert Pattinson movies, when this guy says this something about Robert Downey Jr., prior to his rehab stint, but no indication post that in the MCU did we hear anything like this. I mean, look, there's a very nice kind of cleanup job on RDJ right now, and everyone seems to think that Robert Downey Jr. is the most lovable, fluffy bunny rabbit on the planet. Yet I know stories from Iron Man where Robert Downey Jr. was not an easy person to work with and can be quite difficult. But he clearly knows that he's the face of the franchise, and he's treated in a very different way to a lot of the other actors, and he knows the power he has. And I think the filmmakers involved clearly know it, so he has to be respected. He's the elephant in the room, if you like. He knows where the power is. That's what he said about Robert Downey Jr. So, okay, that's literally in the same interview this guy was giving with Midnight's Edge. Mentioned it about Robert Downey Jr. Has anyone at all, anything leak, other than what this guy is saying about Robert Downey Jr. being difficult on set? You would think by now, with him being the face of the MCU, that there would be stirrings of this getting out there. People talk. I'm just saying people talk. And apparently, they're not willing to talk about this, but they're willing to run their mouths about Robert Pattinson. I'm just saying, if you're going to believe Robert Pattinson, then you're going to believe this. If you don't believe this, then why do you believe the Robert Pattinson rumors? So, I don't know what's in their Twitter bio Lethal.
I love that. I laughed at that as soon as it popped up.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Here's the thing with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, he is pretty much the face of Marvel since Iron Man. He made Marvel what it is, up until that snap, and people still look at him as the face of the MCU. They tried to get Tom Holland to come in, like now he's the next Iron Man, and people aren't digging that because, I mean, come on, or Robert Downey Jr. But so he has that clout there for people to, if he is in fact difficult on set, for people to hide that. I mean, he has someone hired on his team just to keep him sober. So I believe that he would hire someone, or that Marvel would hire someone to prevent things from, like, getting out about him. But I mean, Robert Pattinson.
But even with like those rumors squashed, people are readily believing those. And you have stuff like basically quashed with Robert Downey Jr. If this is to be believed, like I could believe, like Trace said, where it's like I could believe maybe like the 90s and early 2000s, I could believe this, prior to his stint in rehab. But I still say, even with them like basically hiring to make sure that he still has a good image, if stuff is getting out that easily about Robert Pattinson, then I think like there would have been like still something coming out, take it or leave it with a grain of salt, about Robert Downey Jr. on set. You got the little underlings that like to talk, and unless you make them sign away their children, all they have to do is like mention something in passing, and that gets like spread as a rumor.
Well, I think that if stuff is easily leaked from sets, then you would think that you would hear something about Robert Pattinson, but I mean, you really haven't heard anything, especially since he's only really worked on indie films. You would think you would hear something about him, but you don't really hear much. You only hear about, hey, yeah, he's a pretty cool dude, pretty professional. That's about it.
I mean, you can say that, but that's not. I mean, he gets his fellow lead actor replaced from Iron Man. Well, I mean, if you're talking about, what's his name? Who was Rhodey prior to the other guy?
What?
Who played Rhodes prior to?
I don't know his name.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, yeah.
Yes. Well, I could kind of see that, given what was the story that was coming out about Terrence Howard at the time. That probably wasn't entirely just Robert Downey Jr. That's probably more or less like the producer saying, yeah, we can't exactly have this negative publicity around
right,
this.
But Terrence Howard has also spoken about that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And says, hold on, I gotta scroll back up, that Edward Norton is not there because of RDJ. Well, you can't exactly, I mean, you could probably say, like, equate that to be pretty much a dick move. But to like say that he was he was difficult on sets, you can't exactly compare the two or equate the two as if like one is like the effect of like one's cause. There might be a correlation there, might be, and I say might, but you can't say that's simple cause and effect, pretty much. And I did see Stig. I want to highlight his first comment, and I missed it. Sorry. So I'm sorry, I can't find your first comment, Stig, but yeah, it doesn't mean the movie will be bad. And like that is a big if. That is a big if. And even then, like Steph pointed out that Mr. H did a video where like people, like literally someone who's working on the set, not just an Hollywood insider, but someone who's on the set with Robert Pattinson saying, this is all bullshit. So my basically, I'm going to leave it off with this. if you believe one and not the other, then there is a bias there. If you take both rumors with a grain of salt, then I think you're being an objective. You're going about it with objectivity. If you don't believe the one about Robert Downey Jr., I don't know, I can't think right now. But if you believe one over the other, or you believe, then it's like, then you should believe both or none. I think if you're gonna put faith in any of these rumors, even though there's like been no indication, that's just what I'm gonna leave off with that. I watched an interview with Defoe and Pattinson the other day. Defoe had nothing but praise to say about Pattinson. Yes, and like, I mean, I'd have to find this article again, but the only article literally that I found where there's like any indication of like difficulty on set with Robert Pattinson was not him being a diva, was not him not listening to the director or anything like that. It was just the filming schedule. It was strenuous. It was on The Lighthouse. That was the movie with Willem Dafoe. It was the filming schedule around The Lighthouse because of like how often, like how many times the director would want to shoot a scene. And even I would give it to Pattinson. Like, yeah, it would probably grate on my nerves after a while. Like, 5 takes. How many takes do you need of me walking on a beach? Sort of situation. That's how I would feel. So that's what I'm leaving it to. It's go into it with objectivity. If you're going to believe one, you believe the other. If not, take them both with a huge grain of salt. Don't take one and run with it as if it's true when there's been no corroboration. And the only corroboration is someone who heard something from someone else who heard it from his grocery store clerk. That's what it boils down to.
I'm reading the chat and it's making me laugh.
Yeah, so there it is. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen. So let's talk a little bit of what's going on with Gal Gadot. I know, like, you talked about this as well. I did a video on it. I'm not going to go into all those tweets. I think people have seen them by now. Of the accumulation of tweets of like those harassing Gal Gadot. And I don't know. I guess yes. That's where I stand right now. But here, I'm gonna open up the fountain.
I love Mateus's comment. I want to feel rage. You guys are making me feel calm.
It jumped on me. I'm not. I might go off on people, but I'm really not as savage as you guys make me out to be. For me, it's like a switch. I flip that switch, I go off, I guess hit savage mode, whatever you want to put it, and then I flip the switch back down, and this is my level of, this is how I am, this is who I am. I am generally laid back, I take everything as it is, I form my own opinions, I look at every side, and that's where I go when I make my videos. I don't just take a bit of news and do a rage video for clicks. It's not what I'm about. It's not what my live streams are going to be about or anything like that. Unless something truly enrages me, which is when I did the video about Gal Gadot, because that truly enraged me because of my knowledge of Cleopatra, their ignorance of history, and the fact that they don't even believe the bullshit they peddle, because I'm going to show some images of what Cleopatra might have actually looked like. But let's go into the Bounty in the Comics article first. So, if you're living under a rock, this is what Gal Gadot has been going in the past couple days.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So I basically pulled this up because, rather, like I said, go into the tweets again, the data eraser accumulated. What? Rage. I'm not gonna. You gotta figure that out on your own. You gotta figure that out on your own. But I'm gonna close this right here. I don't know why this ad keeps popping up. But basically, innocent announcement. She was cast for the role of Cleopatra. Innocent announcement. You would think the movie hasn't even been written yet. Literally, has not even been written yet. The person they got to write it, the woman that got to write it, Hasn't even started. So, yeah.
It's just an announcement. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I read.
Yeah. Yeah, because according to some of these people, because she ruled Egypt, she's supposed to be Egyptian when they are completely forgetting the little concept of what's called an empire.
Mm-hmm.
And two, because Egypt is in Africa, that automatically means she's black. Even though there are white South Africans now and Arabs living in the north. Everyone has to be black who lives on in Africa. So.
What?
Yeah, apparently. Go figure. But here, we're going to kind of touch on some of the tweets about her. So basically, she tweeted about her excitement to be working on this project because she's always wanted to bring, I guess, Cleopatra's story to light, according to her. And the screenwriter is, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, Leita Kalogridis. So basically, and I read a Variety article where the woman is talking about basically like she can't wait to start writing the script. So it hasn't even been written yet. It's just basically been announced. Just that Paramount won the bidding rights. They bid for the movie against other studios. They won the rights to film the movie. That's it. That's all that was announced. So it's gonna be a future Paramount film. Yeah, it's practically in the Middle East. They were. Egyptians were like the Arabians. The Nubians were black, yes. Cleopatra was Greek, Macedonian Greek. She's kind of a little bit of a mix, but they literally kept it in the family. When I say literally kept in the family, I mean like think Circe and Jamie Lannister. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm going to show some images of what Cleopatra might have looked like based on artist renderings of, her head was on coins, busts were made of her, and so forth. So basically, they took those and figured out what she might have looked like. Because we, Cameron pointed out on stream that her tomb hasn't even been found yet. So we can't exactly do one of those reconstructions that you see on History Channel where they take something the skeletal remains of an historical figure and figure out what he or she might have looked like.
Yeah, they use their bones to recreate the facial structures and everything.
Yeah. So we can't. So they can't do that. They can only go off of coins and statues at this point. So that was the announcement. And down here, there's some tweets that they showed. Okay, here's a picture of her, but I'm gonna show better ones. All right. So here's one that was highlighted on the stream, basically, who I also retweeted. Which Hollywood dumbass thought it would be a good idea to cast an Israeli actress as Cleopatra, a very bland-looking one, instead of a stunning Arab actress like Nadine Najim, and shame on you, Gal Gadot, your country, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's basically purely political in this tweet. And I retweeted her, go see, someone who knows that Cleopatra is Macedonian Greek, not Arab, dumbass. Pretty much.
Yeah. This actress is beautiful. She is stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. But Egyptians were not Arabs. Arabs did not make their way to that continent until well after Cleopatra's life. She died in 30 BC. So basically, Cleopatra has been dead for 2,050 years. She doesn't fucking care who plays her. Hold on. Well, shit. Anyway, does my accent come out every so often? I guess it does. Okay. Morgan Jerkins, I'm sure Gal Gadot is going to do a wonderful job as Cleopatra. However, for me personally, I would love a Cleopatra who's darker than a brown paper bag, even though Cleopatra's not, because that seems a bit more historically accurate. No, it's not. She's Greek. She's not going to be darker than a brown paper bag. She might be
making sad for the school systems. What are you doing?
Yeah, she's not.
They need to get off Twitter and watch some documentaries. Or something. Turn on the History Channel.
Or Google. Fucking Google. I did that. I typed in, what did Cleopatra really look like? Literally, like this. Google. Boom, you get pictures.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do.
See, the problem is they won't Google. They'll Google what they want their answer to be.
Yeah. And even Liz Taylor, as beautiful as Liz Taylor was, even she was not as accurate in terms of appearance. And Lord knows she wasn't Egyptian. She wasn't Arab. I mean, like, you're wanting representation, and some tweets are going, like, like, watch the Liz Taylor version as if that's historically accurate, and that's way not historically accurate. No, it's not. But she's beautiful, and she, like, does the role well as Cleopatra.
I'm reading.
Google.
Oh.
So which one?
I'm sorry, I have the hiccup.
Okay.
I'm reading Rhino's at, like, he's just yelling at it.
Yeah. I'm picturing him yelling
up at his camera, just like, ah.
Yeah, I'm picturing that right now. Like it's called acting, morons. God, I hate these people.
Yeah.
Cashy Queen, hello, good to see you. Because people don't know fucking history. They really don't. They like, as I said, they assume because Egypt is in Africa, this is like ancient times, then they would be black. Even though, again, Google Cleopatra, Macedonian Greek. Well, what skin color were the Greeks? At most tan, because you walked around in the sun. But they're not like darker than a brown paper bag, according to this person. Yeah, BBC made them black, pretty much. Yeah. So moving on. So that's one. Sarah with an image, apparently, of Maeve, Queen Maeve from The Boys.
The Boys.
This is a new low for Hollywood. Not one person thought of making an effort for looking for an Egyptian actress. Well, apparently you didn't make an effort to look into what Cleopatra actually fucking looked like or who she was. After all, the fucking up representing ancient Egyptians around history is what you came up with. Well,
I mean, she does have Queen Maeve as her.
Yeah.
Her little profile pic. So she's probably one of those people on Twitter who, like, praises Queen Maeve.
Yeah. Again, they assume because she was born in Egypt, Cleopatra was born in Egypt, but she's a Ptolemy. It's like equivalent of, children being born to a military family outside the United States. Pretty much. That is what it equates to. She was born in Egypt, yes, but she's not Egyptian.
Yeah.
Some of these people are so yeah. Yeah, she was a Ptolemy. Literally, she was a Ptolemy. They kept it in the family.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's the other tweet. And here's the one. The level of disrespect is unbelievable. You are Israeli, portraying an Arab figure. This is not going to end well. Well, apparently, your teachers need to be slapped. I want to go find your history teachers, your social studies teachers in middle school and high school, and just basically, kind of like that scene in Airplane, where like they line up just to slap this woman who's going crazy on the plane.
Don't say that, Stieg. Don't say that, Stieg.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
It can't happen. You can't have a white South African. Teresa fucking Hines. All right, yes, I'm portraying where I'm from. Was born in South Africa. She's whiter than me. And she called herself African American one time, which is true, because she was born in South Africa. And she got roasted by people like this. Because she's not black.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't agree with Teresa Hines. She's as far left as they come. But she said that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine, that's true. You were born in South Africa. South Africa is literally the bottom of Africa. It's South Africa. White South Africans. That's the situation we're facing here. People assume because of geography that people are going to look a certain way. Yeah, I bet there's actual.
I bet they do.
Oh, did you see that image that was going around? It was like well after Jurassic Park came out, and this image was circulating again of Steven Spielberg
sitting next. Triceratops?
Yeah, people actually thought he killed it. That's how stupid.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pissed that the Frank Welker guy does my voice and he's not a Cybertron. Yes, so So that's another one. Okay. Cleopatra was from Egypt. Stop whitewashing history and give this role to a deserving woman of color. Again, I cannot fucking repeat this enough. Because she's born in Egypt does not make her Egyptian. Like, it makes her nationality, in a way, Egyptian, but doesn't make her Egyptian. She's Greek.
Yeah.
She's born into a Greek family.
I wonder how many of these people have deleted their tweets.
I doubt. I mean,
Do you think any of them?
I don't think, if I would bet that they didn't delete them, they went protected. That would be my bet. If they did anything, they went protected. Yes. So, hey, Jen, good to see you. All right, let's see if there's any more. I read through this article. Oh, here's another one. Yeah. They want to whitewash everything so bad and Israeli trash to make it worse. Fuck off. There you go. And you have a fucking K-pop avatar. You have
it's the K-pop. Those are the K-pop. That's the K-pop fan. Man,
K-pop fan.
Okay, when they started going after Ryan, I swear they were like, "Can we get the K-pops? Can the K-pops come and help us out with like going after Ryan?"
Yeah.
I mean, they have like, I don't know, they have like this group chat that they are organized. They are literally organized.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, "Can we get the K-pop in? Maybe they'll help. Can we get these people come and help?" Like they're an organized group of people that will go and do this crap.
Yeah, they are literally the short bus version of Hydra.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Jade Shadow, a couple of accounts don't exist and some tweets were reported and removed. Well, at least there's that. Actually, technically, I could play Cleopatra because I am actually of Greek heritage. Italian Greek heritage on my mom's side. So if we want accurate representation, I could. But I'm not black enough according to these people, so. Okay, yeah, Zionist monster bitch, yeah. You don't know history.
So that's a lot of the outrage.
Yeah. I hope you I certainly hope you suffer in this life and the next. And here's one. This dude, I get a kick out of this one. This guy says, "If you're a Zionist deadass, get the fuck away from me. I'm the most Jewish person I know, and I've never been roped into the Israel is our homeland, whatever this fucker is talking about, bullshit ass narrative. Anyway, I had to get back to work, but fuck Zionists, fuck Gal Gadot, and put some respect on Cleopatra." Well.
Now, does the article go in on why they're calling her a Zionist?
Well, because she dared to pray for her troops.
Yeah.
And she was like in the IDF, God fucking forbid. She was conscripted because Israel, literally, everyone has to serve. Men and women, you're conscripted at the age of, I think, 18. You have to serve for 2 years.
Okay. Mateus was like Zionist. So
yeah, it's like basically a like uber political movement surrounding it's like a political religious movement that like Israel is the Jewish homeland, things like that. And Gal Gadot's even come out and said that no, like it belongs to everyone because there are Palestinians who are our neighbors and so forth. But they still call her a Zionist. They still call her a Zionist.
Yeah. Because
she dared to pray for her troops. She dared to say anything positive in hopes that basically when she said it, it's more or less kind of like, can we stop this fighting sort of situation? So like, it's really where she's coming from. Mm-hmm. Really, like ideally, we would like to have to not send our troops overseas to fight in like foreign, on foreign land. We would like to not have to send our police into like the worst cities imaginable. We would like to be living like literal peace, but we're not going to be able to. So we have these people who put their lives on the line, and God forbid someone prays for them that they come home safe to people who love them. It's really what it boils down to. Deadass is his boyfriend not giving him. So there it is. I think that's about the end of the article. Yeah. So those are a few of the tweets, and I wasn't going to go into all the tweets the data racer accumulated, but there it is. Now, people, I mean, do you have anything else to say about this stupid situation?
No, just that Twitter is stupid. And people on Twitter are stupid. Yeah.
I'm glad I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We didn't have this outrage culture crap when I was growing up. Yeah, I'm an 80s baby myself. So I'm glad I grew up when I did. So, but you all want to see what Cleopatra likely looked like? You want to see like what if they were true to the
Yeah.
book that they peddled.
I'm just hoping that the more, articles like this come out, the more people like, you, Mark, retweet these dumbasses and tell them like you're wrong and you look like an idiot. Go open a book, maybe Google some shit. You're sounding like all those weird hat wearing person.
Tinfoil
hat wearing person. As long as people continue to just call out their fucking BS, they'll just give up eventually. It'll be fun anymore for them.
Yeah, I understand that you were confused, Matthias. Like, she's not. Everyone knows she's not. Like, she's left of me. Probably like not way left of me, but I lean right. She definitely leans left in her beliefs, but she's never come out as a Zionist. But they use that as a slur towards her because she's Israeli, playing the Cleopatra role. It's literally why they're like throwing that slur at her. Namans. I'm sorry, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. Howdy, Mara. Howdy, Steph. So here. Ready for this, folks? What did Cleopatra really look like?
Show us. No, stop.
Yeah. Going off the bust made of Cleopatra at the time, because they tend to do that for the rulers of empires and so forth, and put their faces on coins, much like we put presidents' faces on money. Now, this is a bust of her on the left. So an artist in the middle took what her face looked like on a coin to give like possibly a rendering of what she looked like, and then based on the bust, what she might have looked like on the far right. Yeah. So I'm showing this to you people. Yes, and Mark Antony banged her. Pretty much. I'm showing this to you people because these are the same people. The people that are going after Gal Gadot are the same people who tell us. What?
I'm sorry. Look at Lisa.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to because these are the same people who are telling us that we are sexist or pick-anist if we don't find someone attractive. If we come out and say that I don't think this person's attractive, we're supposed to find everyone attractive. We're supposed to find everyone attractive now. We can't have preferences because those are wrong. These are the same people going after Gal Gadot. Now, if these people at all believed in that fucking bullshit, they would be railing at the fact that she's too fucking beautiful to be cast as Cleopatra. If they were to Google images of Cleopatra, yeah, pretty much. She might have well been. That she is too beautiful to play, because they would want literally accurate representation of Cleopatra, and to do that, you'd have to find a woman with the gonzo schnoz. At this point, looking at those images, if those are accurate, looking at those pictures, if they're accurate and they're going off the bust on the left, that's Cleopatra right there. There you go. I think she's having a laughing fit right now. So. Well, you have the accent going for you, Raging Rhino, so you at least have that. It looks like Zachary Quinto should be playing Cleopatra. Yes, it does. I mean, hell, there's no male or female genders anymore as long as you identify as one or the other, so he could play Cleopatra. And I know he's gay, so he's not going to mind kissing a dude. So once Steph is back, we can continue. But I'd like to know everybody in the chat.
I'm sorry. When you said guns,
I mean, like, it's kind of like that gif. It's kind of like that gif of Chris Hemsworth. I'm not even sorry. So, So she wasn't you. Well, close enough. So yeah. Yeah. So there it is. Those are the two big stories. So basically talking about the situation with the Batman film and how basically, yes, to be fair to Doomcock, take those rumors with a grain of salt, but as Steph pointed out, he also started off his video basically, for want of a better way of putting it, attacking Robert Pattinson's casting. So there was really no objectivity, at least at the beginning of the video. There's where I think the implicit bias comes in. I hate sounding like an SJW when I say this, but there are a lot of people who do have that and are ready to go in with that bias, with that preconceptions for a casting or for a film prior to seeing it. And I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I'm tuning you out. I'm judging the movie based on what I'm going to go see it and judging it based on what the movie actually is, not what I expect it to be, not what I hope it will be, not what I anticipate it will be, or anything like that. I'm hoping the Batman film is good. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the teaser trailer. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the behind-the-scenes pictures. But I'm not going in with high expectations. I go in with no expectations at this point and say, you can only impress me. You can only impress me. Hopefully. Or disappoint me royally. But that bar is right there, right in the middle. You have equal opportunity to piss me off or make me happy. That's where I go into movies now. So, but anything else you want to maybe add to both these stupid situations? Because I'm kind of getting tired from raging right now.
I don't even think that you're raging. You sound quite calm.
Probably because I'm tired, but yeah. But anything else you want to say about this?
Well, okay. Well, I'm just going to repeat, I guess, some points that H made in his video. Production of the Batman is going to continue until I think like Friday or Saturday. I know until like the 16th. And from there, they're going to be moving to South UK to the WB studios there to shoot for another week. So and he was like stressing this in video. He's like, so if they're gone from the locations that they're in Liverpool, and else is coming out from Liverpool, that's not that's not confirmation that, oh, see, they're shut down. It's not. Production is moving ahead as normal. WB is classified in their own little bubble. They are following restrictions. They're self-isolating after every single shoot. The cast, crew, they're not allowed to like go out. They're not allowed to mingle. They have to self-isolate at the end of every single day. So how they're kind of getting away with not being shut down. They're in their own little production bubble. So outside of like any, I think outside of the fact that people just don't like the casting of Robert Pattinson, they're just not ready. They're not. They don't want to give him a chance to play this character.
Yeah.
I think that's it. People just don't like. I think they just don't like the casting. And they're just not even going to give him a chance, which is kind of sad. The images that are coming out from production are really, really cool. And yeah, I think it's so, I don't know, this is just a weird complaint, but I think that some people are saying that like it's so weird that he's only been seen as Bruce Wayne. He's not seen in his in the bat suit. We're seeing the stunt double in the bat suit so far. They've only been shooting for 3 days so far.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not that weird at all. You have two different units filming, so it's like you're not gonna see Robert Pattinson in his suit the entire time they're filming, and he's not gonna be doing all his own stunts. So
no, he's not gonna be doing all of his own stunts. He came out and said he's not gonna be doing all of his own stunts.
Which is true for like most any actor, because directors don't want to be halting production because an actor gets hurt doing a stunt.
Yeah, and it would cost even more if the actor did his own stunt, because that's major insurance. And not only that, but if Pattinson is busy shooting these scenes as Bruce Wayne, why would they not be shooting with a double in a second unit? They do it all the time on when they're shooting. Have unit A, unit B, unit 1, unit 2. They have multiple people shooting. That's why they have, a second director, assistant director. That's why they have. So
Hobbit did it, like 2 different units, like 2 different directors, like taking care of the unit. Andy Serkis took over, like directing, I think, Unit 2 during the filming of The Hobbit, because the only way to get it done on schedule is literally separating, like location wise, like when actors don't need to be like in both locations, and say, hey, like you film over here, these actors need to be over here. Okay, I'll handle over here because these actors need to be over here for these things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not weird. It's not weird at all. And yes, you get it with the Snyder hate. They hate Zack Snyder, so nothing he does is redeemable. Nothing.
I know. I think it's funny because it's like, why not say the same thing about Kravitz? Like, I find it weird that we don't see her Catwoman suit outside the trailer. Yeah. Because her stunt woman is in there too. She's right next to Robert Pattinson's Batman, shooting the same stunt.
And right there, right next to here. See the tweets about Star Wars book coming out with timelines for Kylo and Luke that don't match? Well, no, because I really have not been following much of anything Star Wars. But I actually am not surprised. They cannot maintain their own continuity at all to save their lives at this point. Seriously, compare side by side the pick on the right and Adam Driver. So so he could play Cleopatra then. And yes, I'm not making any judgments about, like, if you're talking about the Lord of the Rings show, I'm not making any judgments there because we don't know everything. There was, yes, an announcement for a casting call for people who are comfortable with nudity, but there was never really any clear indication it was for the Lord of the Rings show. And I also pointed out that there is implied nudity in Tolkien's works, and there was nudity in The Hobbit. It was a deleted scene, but there was nudity in The Hobbit. So if you're fine there, then you should be fine with if they do it tastefully in the Lord of the Rings show. Just saying, as long as it's not Game of Thrones, that's all I care about. Well, we will technically be getting more of Batfleck, but I would love to see Batfleck as the Batman and what Ben Affleck wanted to do with this Batman solo film.
Mm-hmm. With Deathstroke, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'd like to see. So maybe down the road, if Justice League is well received, then that could be possible. But I'm going to kind of start wrapping it up here because I've been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes.
We're getting more Batfleck. Justice League with the Snyder Cut.
There you go. And the Flash film, because he's the Batman the Flash starts out with. Yeah. Because that's the Batman the Flash knows. So we'll be seeing more of Batfleck. But like I said, I would just want to see Batfleck in a solo film, and what Ben Affleck wanted to do.
Yeah. And everybody has to remember. Everybody has to keep in mind that the Flash movie is supposed to be introducing the multiverse. So if you don't like Robert Pattinson's Batman, but you like Adam West's Batman, that is totally fine. They're all supposed to be connected through the multiverse, and this multiverse is supposed to connect.
Well, you're speaking too much sense.
The fans as well. It's supposed to connect all. So you can love your Ben Affleck Batman. You can love your Adam West. You can love your Michael Keaton. You can love them all because they're all connected in this multiverse. They can all exist in this multiverse at the same time, and that's what the Flash movie is supposed to be doing. And I love that. I love that.
Jeff, you're speaking too much sense. You're speaking too much sense because up until now, you're supposed to like every fucking Batman that comes on screen. You can't pick one or the other, apparently, to these people. You can't say, I prefer Batfleck over, George Clooney. No, I'm not going to include him. But, like, over Val Kilmer. You can like Val Kilmer as Batman. I don't care.
I don't like Val Kilmer as Batman.
I'm saying, it's he's not in my top 3, but I'm not going to I'm not going to judge you if you like Batman Forever. If you like Batman Forever, I might.
Some people like Jim Carrey's Riddler. I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I might look at you funny. I might look at you funny, but I'm not going to judge you. I might wonder
That's why I'm really excited that we're getting another version of the Riddler in this new Batman movie, because I don't think that Jim Carrey was an accurate representation of the Riddler. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this movie.
So there it is. So there
And
it is.
I love Michael Keaton. I have a Michael Keaton statue right there. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So there it is.
And I have my Batfleck.
So there it is. If you're not you can have your reservations about Robert Pattinson. We've all had our reservations about castings at some point or another. But just remember, people start somewhere in Hollywood. People always start somewhere. Jennifer Aniston was in the fucking Leprechaun film. That's where she started. And look where she is now. Mm-hmm. They all start somewhere. So have your reservations, but don't go in with your mind set. All I'm saying, all I'm asking, don't judge us because we're defending Robert Pattinson. We're not going to judge you, really, unless you come out and say, like, I'm not going to give him a chance. Then, yeah, I'm going to judge the hell out of you because you're literally telling us that you have no open mind whatsoever, no matter what you say. That's what I'm going to say right there. So, Steph, we're wrapping up now on this lovely image of the real-life Cleopatra. Let everybody know where they, any videos that you said you were editing. Video one coming out.
Yes, the Batman I'm doing a lot of my videos this week. Going to be on all the images and videos of the production right now of the Batman, and I have 2 out right now. I'm working on a 3rd that should be out within the hour. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one has a really cool shot of Gargoyle, like as a gargoyle. Because he's getting ready to film his first big stunt, and I'm really excited about that.
I saw that video.
Yeah. And they're getting ready to film night shoots as well. So I don't know. I'm going to go on Twitter and look and Instagram and look for some more videos.
But I'm just going to highlight these comments again. Ben Affleck was in Gigli.
He was in Gigli.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst fucking movies ever. Oh my god.
But I love him as Batman. See, I can separate the bad roles from the actor. And here too, George Clooney was in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. He is now an A-list star. They all start somewhere.
Yeah.
Hell, a lot of them work as waiters and waitresses until they get their break. So I'm like, so I get here again, but it was a good string. Yes. So like I said, I'm wrapping it up. Might have a video tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of we'll see what news is out. I'm really just at this point anticipating Ghost of Tsushima Legends is going to drop on Friday. And see if any, he started in Halloween 6. Look at him now. He's now Ant-Man. Pretty much. Paul Rudd.
You're right.
He was in Clueless, too.
He was in Clueless, yeah. And he hasn't aged a...
Nope. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm anticipating Ghost of Tsushima Legends is supposed to, that update is supposed to happen on Friday. Basically, get all that done.
And Fall Guys has a new Sonic skin.
Yeah, I tagged Steph on that. I saw that and I was like, oh, she's going to love this.
He looks thick as fuck.
Yeah, you can. Oh my god, I hate those games. I've played games where I've raged at them, but I've never played a game where I've actually wanted to rage quit until Fall Guys.
Have you played season 2 yet? You're starting at the very beginning now, and season 2, stage 1. You're starting at the very beginning. It doesn't matter how far you got. You start at 1.
Oh, I hate that.
Doesn't matter how far you got. You didn't finish it too bad. You're starting at 1.
Oh my god. See, that's why I hate it. That's why I want to rage with that game. Johnny Depp is a side character in Elm Street. Yes, he was in Elm Street. He wasn't the lead. But look at him. Well, I mean, he's batshit crazy, but look at his status now in Hollywood. Up until this whole married to Satan shit that's going on with Amber Heard. Even though I think those two deserve each other.
Neighbors.
Yeah. I wanted to yes, exactly. No
It's
game
now
is
that season 2, they've like added little things, and you can they're cracking down on like hacking and how you can like really quickly get to certain places, and little tricks you can do to speed past other people. They've cracked down on that for season 2, so it's like, dang it, I can't get to this level like I used to. It sucks.
Yeah. So we'll see if any news breaks, like any more Twitter stupidity breaks. Steph has a video more about the Batman filming. I'm also staying on top of that as well. See if any like we get any announcement for a trailer in the future. Since they're starting filming. I'm also keeping my ear to the ground to see if we get a date for the Zack Snyder Justice League out next year, because as of now we just have a placeholder date. We don't have an official date, so I'm waiting to hear that. So, and then I'm anticipating Cyberpunk 2077, which is out in about a month's time now. So once that drops, I'll be streaming that on my Twitch channel. So thank you all for hanging out with me. Going for now almost an hour and a half. It's now a little after 10 p.m. my time, so I will say good night. Yeah, optional. Yeah.
I hate that.
So good night, all. Take care. And I will see you all on my next live stream, which will most likely be a Twitch stream at some point, either tomorrow or Friday. We'll see how that goes. Basically just catching up on my sleep and relaxing. So until then, good night. Thanks to you, Steph, for joining me. Good night, all, and catch you on the dark side.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.